Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I turn the air conditioner off. It's getting hot in here, but while this music is on me, only wanted to watch the videos, don't let it out. For the future, I guess. I'm celebrating my mentors, people that have been mentors to me and great lights to me. I got one. She's so subtle and cute. Her name is May. I call her May. May Jackson. First online to buy my book years ago. But I had no idea she was a May Jackson that I loved years ago on TV on Soul. Everybody wanted to be on Soul. I was beginning as a poet then. May was ahead of me. And Anna Horser used to be on that show all the time. I love Anna. This was May because I want her happy. One of the greatest black poets, female black poets that walked the shores of this country, I think. Maybe a little unsung. So I'm singing about her now. May Jackson. If I can keep the box in my lap. You may probably won't even hear this video. She's too big. I love me some May Jackson. And what would you do without those to show you the way? How would you ever arrive if they didn't come along before you? Let my music express to you what you mean to me. Giving my flowers now, because see all people, we don't know when people leaving us. You leaving, we all leaving, so I mean, you know, you better celebrate who you love now, not later. Let your love be real, not superficial. And if they can't get to your real, that's on them. But give them that love anyway. Make them get to this though. just you don't have to because you got me doing all the writing now. You don't have to write no more. You a bell ringer, man. Another one of the bell ringing. Your whole life. You've been teaching, trying to make people wake up. Don't think your offering went in vain because you sowed those seeds into me, man. Your younger brother. Multicolor, man. Not one dimensional. You got another side to you, revolutionary that you are. But a tennis side to you that I like. I'm not talking carnality. You get to be older, you look for other things in people that flesh. You look for the meaning of the spirit in the world. Yours is the spirit of renewal, healing, counseling, motherhood, teaching, sisterhood, black sisterhood, human sisterhood. Because you realize you love all people. You have to love all because you love the Buddha. But you understand that your house has to be clean first before you talk about the world. And you're concerned about those issues that affect our house. Maybe in affecting our house, it affects all people's houses in the world. Because God made all people, not just one people. It calls to me sometimes, mean much to me, maybe. Because I don't talk on the phone to people. I'm going to move back from this long enough so I can get this right. And since it wants to mess with me and everything, try to prevent this recording, right? But I'm going to play this music to my girl. You have to make me laugh without making me laugh. You make me laugh. Try trying to make me laugh. Just being yourself. We end up chuckling together about something. You tickle me, girl. So when we get older, we become what Umar said, it's the word he used. Cantankerous. He said I was cantankerous. I said, yeah. I said, well, I learned it from you then, because you're older. I don't think it's cantankerous. I think we just reach a point where we only tolerate so much when we get older. Because we know we don't have to take it. We don't pay due. We've already been through the fire. We've already looked at the basilisk dead in the face. We don't see Satan. We know what he looked like, and we know it's really beyond color. You know this. This evil spirit is in all humanity. It's in all men. God and the Son, and what we call Satan. I ain't talking about something running around with no pitchfork and no tooth, no tail, and pointed ears. With no red suit on. I ain't talking about him. I ain't talking about Santa Claus either. And he was black. You know that man ain't getting down no chimney as big as he was coming in no black community, going down no chimney. in the black community with no president. You know what would happen then, mate? If that white man came down on you there on Clifton Street trying to get down the chimney on our street, you know what would happen to that man and his presence, and his sled and all of his reindeer. You know that wasn't happening in the black hood, never was. I do thank God for your grace in my life. May Jackson, historical poet. Can I call you one of my mentors, May? You working that sneak on that snake. I see you, May Jackson. Poet May Jackson. May you live long, be healthy, whole, at peace. You're my first love, man. First to purchase me online. Who can shop first, man? Just feel like sending this love tonight on this 10th night of Ramadan. May. Well, I'm still here. pain, man, was to get to certain places, you know, in our perception. Only a warrior can get through that pain. That's what you are, man. You're a warrior. A great warrior, man. Who showed me the way, man. SIAM celebrates poet May Jackson, black poet May Jackson. She's Somali. Never even told me who she was. How you know? Friends for years before I realized it was a girl that I used to watch on TV and that I loved so much. Well, that came out, man. I hope you get a chance to hear it. Who would have thought that I would become friends? Unless you would be the first to buy my book online years ago. I looked up and I saw that this was the same May Jackson. I sit down in front of TV and watch. Ellis Zip. I admired him and never got to meet him. But you knew him. And whatever he gave you is in you. And I know you. So it's a spiritual thing I'm talking about. It's a transmission that goes on that we don't even do intellectually or mentally. It's like, your love for me transmits it to me. What's in you is transmitted to me, Buddha, my Buddha love. My Buddha love. My Buddha love. You love the Holy Buddha. I see that you do. And things that are in your page. So that says enough to me about who you are in terms of your intrinsic being. You love what is good, what is decent, what is clean about life, and what is right. And you understand that the law of karma is true, that what we send out comes back. You've grown wise over the years. Maybe we both grown to be cantankerous. That's what he said. That's what Umar called it. So we get cantankerous when we get older. I don't call it that. We become very selective, or we should, about dispensing our energy, because we come into a knowledge of understanding that this energy is divine, it's everywhere, and we're overflowing with it. But there are bloodsuckers out here. There are psychic vampires, and they live off of sucking the blood and the energy and taking the psychic energy from other people who have more than themselves. We have to be careful who we dispense that to and look through the core. And that's what I'm saying about utilizing scriptures for the purpose of really what they're for. This great mystic said to us to test the spirits and see if they are of God or not. And what he's saying, he's talking bigger than a religious thing. He's talking about see if it's of the divine connection. See if it's of that which is going to bring you wholeness. It's going to bring you some peace. See if what you're investing in is just going to be another empty black hole that does not bring us closer to the creative source of our very existence and ground of existence, as Dr. Thurman would say, our very ground of being, our warp and woof, as he would say, our grounding to this existential existence. As we grow older, we are to be wiser. I see beautiful wisdom in you at times. I see softness in you, and I like you're like a soft, quiet, still lake sometimes. And we throw stones into, because we want to see the impression of the rings and the power that's still there. When the stone strikes the water, it gives off circular vibrations and frequencies that go out to infinity. Each one of our conversations is not yin yang conversations. They are just conversations between two human beings that want to say they love each other, they're thinking about each other. That doesn't have to happen all the time. But we're always thinking about those people. We're always praying for them deep down within. A thought is a prayer. A thought is a prayer. Many things can be a prayer. Where you handle a cup of tea, where you take it to your mouth, being present with it, and not way off around the world while you're drinking a cup of tea. So you miss that moment with the tea in the cup and your lips being near it. Miss that moment because you're somewhere in the past, or you're way off in the future that has not come, and we don't have the past. We grow and we learn from the past. And see, maybe you wake up things in me sometimes. I'm tired of dealing with racism in 2018. I'm tired. I stood up on a platform in downtown Columbus, Ohio one time. That's when they were taking over, what's that university near Ohio State University, where them people got killed. You know what I'm talking about. John Evanson come down and took over the administration building to the Ohio State University because there were no black programs there for black people. And long after that, I came into Ohio State University. I met his brother who took the books I was reading. He said, "This is not what you should be reading." He just he filled up my arms full of books and Frantz Fanon's Black Skin, White Mask, Malcolm's autobiography, and J. Rogers' Sex and Racism, and a number of other books he started to illuminate me in life. He's one of the most brilliant men I ever met from Cleveland, Ohio. John Evans. And I was the first black poet to stand up on that campus that I know of to read black poetry, so-called black poetry at that time in the late 60s when I entered Ohio State University. 69, something like that, 70, 71, 72. I was there And I was approached by Garfield Jackson, who was a pastoral poet out of Cleveland, Ohio, older brother, about starting Proud Black Images Poets. And he knew I was evangelical fire that could weld a group of poets together. And then Navita came along. It was Garfield played flute. I was evangelical voice. He was the pastoral voice, and she was the black mother, the womb of the group. And we began a black art society there. Sharon Foreman was a photographer and all this stuff. We created that. We created that. But hey, man, without you laying the foundation, giving me great inspiration to follow behind, how would I find my way? I mean, I was a poet when I was watching you, but I was a young poet and I was learning. I hadn't met Amir yet, and you knew him. But hey, man, we both got to meet him and got blessed by him before he left this world. And he deposited something into each one of us. He deposited what he deposited in you, man. He knew you loved him like that. And he knew people that loved him, man. Not just looked at him because he was famous. No, man, we loved him. We loved Amir. Something about Amir's spirit and soul. He was a warrior. He wasn't afraid of nothing. So you didn't have to say God. Maybe it's the thing about how people handled Islam that made him drop Imam, but he was my man. He was our man, the one we follow behind. And we're talking about in prayer, and talk about that which takes us toward the light, that which takes us toward more truth, more liberation, not hate. Amir didn't have no hate in him. He had hurt in him at the ignorance of the world that he saw. And I'm sure he felt at times despair, not being able to wake up everybody he wanted to wake up in the world. He wanted to wake up the whole world. He wanted the whole world to be at peace. But he knew you can't be at peace if you got all this garbage laying in the way. It has to be cleaned up. This has to be gotten rid of. This needs to be done away with. This stuff didn't need to come out the way. When people talk about love, you talk about love, but you can't love until you love. For our people to survive slavery, 400 years of slavery, we had to have deep love, man. And for you to end up on soul, you had to be chosen, you had to be elected and sent, and you went. And for us to have met, we both had to be went, sent, and all that good stuff in order to meet. It was destined to be. There are no coincidences. Not that deep. Not that deep, May. I mean, you're my friend for all these years, and I don't realize you're the same May Jackson that was on Soul. I didn't realize that, May, until somebody posted that video, and then in my eyes, it was almost like it's seriously. One time, Yahweh Shai, after his so-called resurrection, he appeared to his disciples, and they walked with him on this road called Emmaus. I mean, my thing is applied theology. Are we going to leave it in the past as an idea or happening, or can we take the seeds of that event and see the relevance of it in our own personal lives? They were on this road called Emmaus, and they were walking with the master, and they didn't realize it was the master. The master was disclosed. He was not disclosed to them. He was veiled to them, though he was right there in their midst, looking at them, caring about them, seeing about them. You was always looking on me, May. You was always checking up on me. You was always looking at my evolution without saying nothing, subconsciously. So when they got into the city and they sat down to break bread together, it's something about breaking the bread. That's fellowship. Something about breaking the bread. Bread symbolizes what? Life. The house of bread in the Hebrew. At Bethel, or the house of God, or the house of bread. What's in the ark of the covenant is the shewbread. Bread is always a symbol of life in the house of bread. When Yahweh Shai was sitting down with his disciples, they keep wrongly calling Jesus because there's no J in the Aramaic or the Hebrew language that he spoke or read. It said that when he broke the bread, he began to break the bread to serve them. When this happened, said then their eyes were open and they knew him. And then he vanished out of their sight. He vanished out of the sight of their carnal reasoning. He spiritually dematerialized. He left them with his spiritual radiance and his essence and his inner teaching in that moment that could not be conveyed by the intellect or by a book. You have touched my life in ways that we may not even be able to explain psychically, intellectually, contemplatively. So I'm not one of they. I'm never going to be one of they, May. Nah. I'm your younger brother, Ibrahim, that the world now knows as SIAM. That grew up watching your great negritude and dignity on television. Your poise, your quietness, but yet your loudness. Striking humongous bells that we hear in the inside of us. And you will see our people's pain and their struggle to yet be free. In a nation where still the most dangerous thing is a black man or woman with a creative mind that can think. I love you, May Jackson. My love for you is real. You say right now, Sam, I need you. Ibrahim, I need you. I found a way to get to you, May. And see about you. You're one of our great mothers. And you're my great sister and my great mother. And I pray that you will see yourself as a mentor to me. Because, May, you're so beautiful, man. You know, I learned from looking at your beauty. You're so beautiful, man. You be shining in a quiet way. It's lighting up the world. That's all you got to do, baby. You ain't got to answer everybody's telephone call and every Tom, Dick, and Harry and everybody. You know what I'm saying? They're just rubbing themselves up against you. They're not rubbing you. No. It's like a cat. There's a whole bunch of cats out here. They're just rubbing themselves up against us. They don't give a damn about us. No, man. And it gets to the point sometimes you be trying to figure out which one is which. You know, is this one of these cats? Is this, you know what I'm saying? No, I ain't no cat, mate. I love you. You see, mate, you were the first to buy my book online. You believed in me when nobody else did. Before all these other people now starting to believe in me. Man, you believed in me when none of them believed in me. You and Anika were the two sisters that at that time I'm coming out of triple bypass open heart surgery. I'm still laying on my deathbed. I'm torn between wanting to be in this world, not wanting to be in this world, and, you know. And I looked up and you had bought my book, and it's like, man, that did something to me when you and Nika did that. It lifted me up, and I was going down thinking negative. I've been hit with so much negative. I just was so overwhelmed that moment, you know. And you two sisters, you were the first, and then Anika bought, but you were the first. And you know, you two, even though me and her are not friends on Facebook anymore, I'm still her friend, and I still love her, Anika. Something like that. I might be mispronouncing her name, but I used to write her poems and things. I love her too. I would love her for so many people. My love is vast. It's not. It can't be pigeonholed, put in no box. You won't label it as this or that. No, Mae Jackson, you're queen to me. You're great to me. You're historical. You're historical, man. You're history. May, you understand? Or maybe you do. I mean, some people got dashes, you know, born 1956, died 1960. Man, your dash will never end. No, you in history, mate. You anthologized. You've been immortalized. You immortalizing people like Ibrahim and SIAM. Well, like, nobody trying to get no brownie points. I already got mine. I paid my dues too. I'm just saying, hey man, I celebrate you, Mae Jackson. May, I celebrate you. If that don't make you laugh and jump up and down and smile, I don't know what to tell you, girl. Better get it together, girl. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. Ashante to my Indian friends. Namaste. Nangadef Anawakurga. Habarigani. Satriko. Danawad. And now I gotta get my Indian brothers and go back in my text and get what Two Bears. I call him Two Bears. I mess up his other name. And I'm telling you, you got one bear on your behind. You do not want two bears on your behind. Do you hear me? You don't want him. You just two bears. That's two of them. I saw what one bear did to a dude walking up. White man, this is presumptuous. He's gonna walk up in the bear and just take his photograph. And the bear said he didn't ask the bear's permission to take his photograph. That's how arrogant some people are. You don't see no black people walking up to no bears nowhere in the city, in the woods, with no camera trying to take no photograph of no bear. Dude, should bring them to me. You never see no black people doing nothing like this, jumping off cliffs and bungee diving off down where they give them an inch from busting it. You know what I'm saying? You only see, I'm serious, my white brothers doing this crazy stuff. They play with their lives. They take for granted, more so than our people. I'm serious. It's a trait in them. They go in the zoo and jump over the fence and try to be, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna try to talk to a wild lion in the habitat, talking mess to him, stand up there. You don't jumped over the fence. You over there in there, and you want to know why he get an attitude, number one, for being in a place he know is not his home. And here you're behind. You look just like all the enemies that don't put him here. Although you sick, but you don't. He don't know you got a problem. You know, he don't know that. He's not thinking that. Only you don't jumped over into his habitat, and then you want to know why you go off almost missing a whole entire section to your body. Oh, wait a minute, you on television playing with a bear. Why you on TV playing with a bear? You know, you think it's trained, huh? That bear turned loose on your behind, and in one blow, don't knock you on the floor. I mean, it was deep, man. I watched this on YouTube. I said, man, it's crazy. Y'all do things don't make no sense. You play with death. I'm back to my girl, man. This is a SIAM broadcast. I can say what I want, the way I want to say it. People can pick my humor, they can get it. Those that can't, and read something else into it, that's your problem. You're not paying the light bill until you are. I'm not listening to you, and I'm not listening to you then anyway. Because this is still the SIAM broadcast. And this is not a democracy. So you can forget that. I don't need your comments. What they're going to do for us? You know, if you like, my videos, share them. You know, I don't need a whole bunch of lip about it. It ain't necessary. Comments never end in the comment section. It's continue to go on. And people arguing and saying all kind of nasty things. Well, what is the point? You know? I don't need your comment. I need your, you know what I'm saying? Your support. That's what I need. So I can do something for these children that I want to help with my life. As I promised God, I would give this part of my life to him. To what that means to me. I don't know what it means to you. It may not mean nothing to you. You may just think you just popped into existence, being perfectly made the way you are, with no designer, no creator of your design. You know, that's like a person who knows computers and knows who made the computer, and they could take a computer back as intricate and as complex as it is, put it back together again, and then sit around and talk about they don't have a creator. And you the greatest computer that was ever created and made. And you don't have someone that made you greater than Bill Gates, and you real dumb to me. Now, you can be what you want to be. That's my assessment. That may not be yours. You may think you're brilliant. I wouldn't want to die that way, though. When I know I've had too many experiences out of my body to tell me this is not who I am. This is not who I really am. This is my habitation. One time, man could leave it and get back to it at will. He traveled. He was not in this density as we now know it to be. He was more luminous and buoyant. Yes, he started eating meat and all this stuff, and he fell lower and lower and lower into density to experience more and more sensation and more fire. For the more sensations, the more burning, the more desire. That's the hell. Is it? You don't understand. You create that fire now. It's a burning of desire. Mm-hmm. The way you think, the way you speak to people, all of that creates vibrations. It creates entities. They wait for you when you get out the body. I'm telling you, I saw them. I didn't read about it. I saw these things. I used to fall into sleep, couldn't move. I could see everything around me. These things would be on me, biting me with razor blade teeth. And had I left the body in that condition, this would have been waiting for me forever. Serene Sally prays some prayers over me, and now I don't have any nightmares when I sleep. No more do I sleep like that. If I sleep at all, it's a sleep between two worlds, and it's all peace. I don't have that no more. That's my direct experience from my Serene. I don't know what you people are calling Serene. You come and take me out with me, and I see such duplicity in you. I see such ducking around the corner. You're over here hiding and peeping at me. 1 minute you loving me deeply, and the next minute you're over here peeping. And you know what? I see you. I don't have time for that. Or you take your bay out with me. You took it with God. Don't waste my time. This half-stepping you're doing. We run to our serenes. And I didn't invite anybody to run to me. We do that because we know who they are in our life. And if we don't know that, we're forever confused. This is not a sheikh that is born in Saudi Arabia in some classroom in El Azhar where you learn a few courses in Arabic and then you're a sheikh and this and that because you know fiqh and you know. This is not what that kind of sheikh. This is a Gnostic sheikh. This is a sheikh that comes from the lineage of people that can glance at you and rock cocaine and just jump and leave up out of you and not say nothing to you. You get off here. They want the fake. They don't want what's real. Those that want what's real and want to support SIAM and know I'm real, send an offering of your deal and be blessed and be increased. To God, care of SIAM and care of the Happy House, 3635 North Capitol Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana 46208. And to my May Jackson, live long, May Jackson. Get you plenty of rest. Cut the phone off. You know what I'm saying? Only be available sometimes. Just say, step out. And you probably do that sometimes, but I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I'm just sharing with you because I love you. And I want you to preserve your energy because I need you. We still need you. The world still needs you, May Jackson. You're walking inside of, you're a professor. We come to your Facebook page. It's like going to history school, for real. Learning real history. Yeah, I got my locks out tonight because they wanted to get out of jail. They want to be free. They want to go up north with clean posts that break no rule. And want nobody to stand up for their brother. When their brother don't post to them and stood up for them. I don't post to people, man, I don't even know. They ain't my friends on Facebook. I put the poems on my page. We get an attitude with me because I speak the truth to their behind. Like little spoiled kids, brats. You love somebody you love them, no matter. You don't change up like that. You can get mad at them or whatever, but you still love them. Where's your support? Where's yours? How much does it take for you to take a poem and post it to a group I put you in? How much does it take for you to take a video, Put it on your page. Send it to a friend. Say, check this out. You might like this. What does that take? You know, I see people struggling with new URLs. They don't have to ask me to post them. I put them on the page so other people can make a decision, go and like their page. Or I'll make a suggestion, go and like their page. Because we all one. And you go beneath the surface of the earth. The tree is not on the top of the earth. The tree is beneath the earth, as Dr. Howard Thurman shows us in books like Deep is the Hunger, where he takes us down beneath the surface of the earth. And we see what the real deal is. That everybody's connected. Everybody's connected to everybody's connected to everybody's connected to everybody's connection. Because it's one energy source. There's only one power, that one God, that you want to call it whatever you want to call it. You want to call it Yah, you want to call it Allah, you want to argue about that and fall out and kill each other about that. What is it called when you can't say anything but weep before the divine presence? Or you might break out like my grandmother. The only way she knew how to express was, Jesus, keep me near the cross. There be my glory ever. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, keep me near the cross. Oh, heavy my glory ever. You know, I don't have the right words, but I got a spirit. And I'm not going to argue with her about Christian theology and if the resurrection and all that was real. No, what I'm going to deal with is her passion. And she sings that song with her whole being and her whole heart. And all her pain was in it. And we weren't in church. Or were we? We were in the kitchen and I was holding a skirt. And she was washing clothes on a ring of washer. And the rhythm of the machine would be jangling with her. In that moment, nobody existed in the world but me and my grandmother that taught me. Don't be no coward. And don't kiss nobody's behind for their friendship. But to treat everybody the way you want to be treated. This tape tonight is in honor of somebody that means a great deal to me, obviously, as you can see. You know, what I mean to people is not what's important in this moment. And I'm sure I mean something to her. I mean what I mean to her. This is what she means to me, to SIAM, to Ibrahim. I grew up on her. I learned a lot from sisters like Mae Jackson, great queens, great Nubian queens that left a legacy for me to catch in the world. May your legacy live forever, Mae Jackson. Poet, but I don't know how to write for. Assalamu alaikum.